Welcome to the accounting class. In this session we shall be looking at ways of measuring intangible assets and their recording in accounting. The first and the most important consideration in determining the accounting treatment is to answer a simple question. Was the asset purchased or was the asset created by the company? How would we treat the purchase of an intangible asset from an accounting viewpoint? Consider the purchase of a patent by a company producing machinery. The value of the patent is that it allows the company to produce the machine described by the patent. In our example, the patent is purchased for the sum of $2 million. An asset account called patent is created and this is debited with $2 million. The cash account is credited with $2 million. The asset of patent has increased and the asset of cash decreased. There has been a transfer of assets. When determining the value of the asset, the amount can include any necessary fees paid to attorneys. The payment need not necessarily be made up of a cash payment alone. It is possible that a patent might be acquired by a combination of a cash payment and shares of company stock. If this were the case, then the debit for the patent would still be $2 million, but the credits would be $1 million to the cash account and $1 million to the account for stock. The accounting for the intangible would be different if the company had developed the mower for themselves. If the fees for the attorney to research and file for the patent were $100,000, then we would record the transaction thus. The debit to the patent account would be $100,000 and there would be a credit of $100,000 to the cash account. The actual costs for the research and development of the patent are regarded as internal costs and are recorded as such. The way in which we record intangibles is to follow the guidance of international accounting standards and generally accepted accounting principles. These standards require that internally generated intangible assets are not valued on the balance sheet. Like other assets, the accounting treatment will require depreciation and amortization as necessary. You will recall that we treat physical assets such as plant and machinery as having a useful life. We allocate the cost of using the asset over its useful life. This is what we refer to as depreciating the asset. In some cases, it is easy to determine the useful life of an intangible asset. When we can do this, then we can allocate the cost of using the asset over its useful life. The process of doing this is called amortization. However, when an intangible asset is considered to have an indefinite useful life, then it is not amortized. The company Green Miracle has acquired a patent for software related to technology it can use. The company paid $63,000 and the useful life is estimated as 7 years. There is no value at the end of this period. Amortization means that the cost of using the asset is $63,000 divided by 7, that is $9,000 per year. To record this in the accounts, we make a credit to a patent account and debit an amortization expense account with $9,000. Sometimes the value of an intangible is reduced unexpectedly. This is called impairment. Suppose that the company acquires the rights to a film or television series for a period of years. For example, showing English Premier League soccer in the US for a period of 10 years. After 5 years, it becomes clear that the number of viewers watching has fallen dramatically. Advertising revenues fall quickly. There is a loss which needs to be determined and recorded. An important asset which is often talked about when a business is for sale is called Goodwill. This is only recognized in the accounting system when a company is purchased. Goodwill is the value that a company will pay over and above fair market value of assets when it acquires another company. The Financial Accounting Standards Board recognizes two components of goodwill: the goodwill value of acquiring the company and the increased value of the new joint company. Assume that we use cash to acquire the new company. The journal entry for the acquisition will be a debit to the accounts for tangible assets, a debit to the accounts for intangible assets, and a credit to the cash account. This ends our session on recording for intangible assets. Thank you for watching and for listening.